After months of working from home and becoming teachers overnight, parents thought they had reached their limit. Well, now there's one more thing for them to worry about. It's called separation anxiety. Here to fill us in on what's to come when it comes to our kids is parenting expert, journalist, and host of the weekly podcast, Kids Under Construction, Donna Tetreault. Hey, Donna, thanks for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so listen, here we go. I mean, COVID, school, maybe out, maybe in, and now our kids are having separation anxiety.
Yeah, a lot of parents are telling me that they can't leave their house without their kids calling them to say, when are you going to be home? I mean, our kids have been at home with us 24/7, so a lot of parents are reporting this clingy behavior. But we can turn this around and look at it like, hey, we're going to build some resilience here.
In my own house, my younger son, I feel the same thing. I feel like, we may go out for 15 minutes to run an errand, and he's like called us 3 times. And usually we got to call them to make sure, hey, is everything okay at the house?
We're doing the same thing at my house. I have my 2 boys who are 11 and 12. And they're usually fine. And they're saying, can we sleep on your bedroom floor? And so we're saying, okay, it's okay, you can. I think kids are just feeling that this is a tough time for them. They're trying to feel their feelings. And a lot of kids are saying they don't want to go back to school. That's what parents are telling me.
If parents are going to try and do something to help, they actually need to make a plan, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's be proactive instead of reactive in this situation. And I think if parents can come up with a really thoughtful, mindful plan, they know their kids best. They know what they need to do. And I think it really starts with communication. We've got to ask them, how are you feeling? What's going on? And there are some kids who just don't want to talk, but you know your kid best. So find ways that you can talk to your kid. One of my kids talks all the time. The other one doesn't like to talk as much. The way I can get him to talk is going out and playing some basketball. That's how he opens up. So really figure out ways to get curious, ask your kids questions, and just meet them where they are.
Absolutely. And you say prep the day before. What do you mean?
They're going back to school. Let's try to set up a routine as much as we can, as much as possible. So when we go into school, we are in bed at the right time. We have our lunches packed. We have our clothes laid out. So do all that the night before, just like you would in a regular routine, regular school day. But then that next morning, that gives you an opening if there is some anxiety that you need to address. Instead of having it be chaotic where you're trying to make lunches and figuring things out, you've got the day where you have time where you can sit down and say, okay, what do you need?
And you also say, hey, try art therapy.
There's 2 ways we can use art therapy, I think. One is if your kid is really stressed out, have them draw it. Show that germ, that coronavirus, whatever they need to draw out. If your kid isn't as anxious, you know what? Let's go in with a positive mindset. Draw out kids at school having a good time, seeing your friends, being happy to see teachers that you missed. So you can use this art therapy in 2 different ways, for the anxious kid and for the kid who's ready, but also ready to start with a positive mindset.
You know what? Your next tip I really like, and I haven't thought about it. You say, hey, take a little road trip to school. Let them see their school.
Yeah, they have not been on campus or near school in months. So they got to get familiar with being at school again. And I think that if you take that road trip to school, you're not going to get on campus, obviously, but you can go around the school, look at the playground, see some of the buildings, and get out and enjoy being near campus again. Also, get out of the car and take some funny pictures, school pictures, like this was coronavirus year. Take those pictures, have some fun, reduce the anxiety.
Yeah, I think that we underestimate how kids really miss the actual physical presence. And even though they can't go into the school, just being in the vicinity can do a lot for them. Donna, this is such great information. And, it's still kind of like a maze. We're all trying to figure out how to make this happen and how to do it right so that the kids are well, we are well. So thank you so much for sharing the information for us, okay?
Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on the new show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Of course, guys, check out Donna's podcast, Kids Under Construction.